everyone, Chelsea Studio here, and today we are mixing colors. Today is going to be the most satisfying video that I think I've ever had on my channel. It's going to be all color mixing. That's all we're going to do today. We're just going to mix colors, and I am going to rock your world with color mixing with watercolor. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I am really excited for this video. The reason that I'm excited for this video is because I just get to play with colors the whole time, and I am super stoked about this. So in my last video, I mentioned this palette right here. This is my Split Primary palette. I kept calling it Split Complementary. That's not what it was. I corrected myself in text, but it's actually called a Split Primary palette, and that's because it has 2 of each of the primaries, and then sometimes if you have a bigger palette, like it's 12 colors, so the split primaries are on this side, and then we have our greens and browns and our white over here. So in my last video, I talked about colors being able to be warm and cool no matter what the color is. So a yellow can be a warm yellow or a cool yellow, and every color is the same way. It can lean either warm or cool, and that actually affects how it mixes with other colors. So I'm going to temporarily move this out of the way so that I can label this paper. So this will be, oh no. This will be, there we go. So I'm just going to start painting lemon yellow by itself. And so I'm just going to put a little square of lemon yellow just right here. I don't like to keep my palette and my paint separate, because then you run the risk of dripping as you're going to your mixing bowl. So I'm actually gonna move this over and just reset a little bit. Let's go ahead and get started with this lemon yellow. So lemon yellow is the cool yellow, right? And then cad yellow is the warm yellow. And we're mixing them together. And not a lot happens. But it does give us a tone right in between. It is also important in the amount of paint that you use. So I'm using a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that I'm using just as much lemon yellow as cad yellow. All right, so we did lemon and cad, so let's do alizarin crimson now. Lemon and alizarin crimson. Not very vibrant. And you're thinking, why? Why isn't it as vibrant? It's yellow and they're both cool. This doesn't make any sense. Why is it so dull? Well, the reason it's so dull is because they're cool colors. Now let's try this lemon yellow and this cad red. That's a little bit of a warmer orange, right? It's not as weak. A little bit more vibrant, a little on the yellow side. Still not a perfect orange, but better than that lemon yellow alizarin crimson mix that we had right here. Kind of looks like a sunburn. All right, so then let's do lemon yellow and phthalo blue. You get such a gorgeous blue-green, because they are both cool colors and you are turning them into a cool color. It's beautiful, it's vibrant, and it works. Now this green is gonna look different because the ultramarine is a warm blue. So it is going to look way different. Look at that. I don't think I mixed enough, so I'm gonna add some. Those are 2 very different greens. All right, so lemon yellow, and now we're going to our viridian green, which is a cool green.
Otho.
Viridian.
Viridian. Now, why do I know that name?
Blue-green. Hydrated chromic oxide. Remember, I'm schooled in chemistry.
So let's see what happens with this Viridian green. This is like a Crayola looking green. I wouldn't say this is like a natural green, but it reminds me of the Crayola markers. So it's very vivid, right? And it's green. So let's try mixing the lemon yellow with our sap green. It's kind of a limey-ish green. I think this one kind of works also just because there's yellow in sap green. Alright, so this one, our cad yellow is our warm yellow, and we're going into alizarin crimson. And you'll be able to see like when it actually mixes really nicely and looks right. Okay, so then let's try the cad yellow into the warmer cad red. Now that it's dry, it definitely looks red. But whenever there's still water there, that cad red looks quite a bit more orange, which might be a hint as to which one's going to be the most successful orange. Look how creamy and beautiful and non-resistant that was. And that's because they are both warm, so they give us the perfect orange. Look how beautiful and smooth that is. Super satisfying. Alrighty, let's see. Now we're at cad yellow and phthalo blue. So the cad is the warmer yellow and we're mixing with a cooler blue. I think I might have put too much phthalo in there because it's a little nicer, I think, than it should be. So I'll put a little bit more yellow. That's better. That's kind of more what I was thinking it was gonna be. We're just gonna ignore this one. Nope. There we go. So that wasn't right because I didn't have a good ratio. Actually, I had too good of a ratio for my colors. I was trying to make it pretty and it shouldn't have been. So this is the actual green, the phthalo green with the cad yellow. A little bit of a muddy olive green. Okay, cad yellow and ultramarine. Color's not that easy. It's definitely not. It takes lots of training, lots of practice, and lots of doing this kind of thing to figure out what colors do what. I always have a swatch page whenever I'm working just to test my colors and make sure that I have the color. Oh, that's from a video. Make sure that I have the color that I want because sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes it just doesn't come out the way I think it's going to. All right, so now we are in the green area. So cad with Viridian. Not too horrible, not too horrible. You're mixing a component of green with green, so it can't be terrible. It's more foresty, which is good if you're going for foresty or jungle-y, jungle-esque. Let's try a warm yellow into a warm green. And here we get a slightly toned down version of the one above. This one is a little bit more cool because we used a cool yellow. This one's more warm because we used a warm yellow. That's the difference between those two. If your head is spinning, don't worry about it. It's totally okay. It's really something that takes a lot of practice to get, so I don't expect you to get this video immediately. If you watch it a couple of times and you start getting it, great. This is more for people that are, trying out watercolor and they're not getting the colors that they want. I'm just explaining why. and showing you guys in a really satisfying way, in my opinion, why this is happening. So let's move on to Alizarin Crimson. I think Alizarin Crimson is my favorite. What do you think? Do you think it's do you think it's my favorite? So the Alizarin Crimson, we already mixed it with Cad Yellow and Lemon Yellow, so we're gonna go ahead and mix it with its brother here, Cad Red. And not a huge change. So we've got basically just a bright red that's in between those two. So let's go this Alizarin Crimson and a Phthalo Blue. Oh, I put way too much blue. The red disappeared. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. This one works depending on what kind of purple you want. So if you want a warmer purple like this, then this one works. Even though both of these are cool colors, since it's a cool red, it's going to mix with that cooler blue in a weird way because red is inherently a warm color. So we get this warmish looking red, which is pretty, but it's not the purple that everybody thinks of whenever they say the words purple. Now let's try this Alizarin Crimson with a warm blue. So this one works a little better because you have a cool, warm, and you have a warm, cool. So that's two cools, two warms. They kind of cancel each other out and they mix together more easily. So let's go Alizarin Crimson and Viridian Green. So far we've mixed things that were similar. Now we're getting into opposites. Since this palette has greens, red and green are opposite, so we're going to get some type of brown. Just warning you. It's gonna be some kind of brown. We'll just have to figure out what kind. So Alizarin Crimson and Viridian Green. Here we go. The reason it's making a gray that's so close to black is because this Viridian Green has yellow in it, and whenever you mix all three primary colors, it either makes a really nice brown or it leans black, just depending on the amounts of each color that you have. And it looks like this is just happens to be the perfect amount of the primaries that it wants to make a gray. It's cool. And then we're gonna do Alizarin Crimson and Sap Green. Remember, Sap Green has much more yellow in it, so I think this one's gonna lean more towards the brown side and less towards the gray side, but we'll see. Yeah, just what I thought. So this one was cooler, so it had more blue in it, turned more gray. This one was much warmer, turned brown. All right, so let's go down to this Cad Red now, which looks super orange right now. I think that it's so close to orange that it might actually try and be orange. Alright, so the Cad Red, I sped past this because all we basically did was make browns. So Cad Red is so close to orange, and orange, since it is a mixture of red and yellow, you basically are always going to get a brown. So let's go Phthalo Blue now. So we're going to mix Phthalo Blue with our Ultramarine. And you get kind of like a Cobalt Blue. And then we'll do Phthalo Blue on our Viridian. Look how beautiful this teal is! And that happens because you're mixing a cool blue and a cool green to make a cool color. So then let's do the Phthalo Blue and the Sap Green. So that's what happens whenever you are mixing your colors. Mixing colors can be really, really difficult. The formulas for mixing them, if you're not used to seeing them and you're not used to predicting them, can be hard to remember. So even if you aren't a pro, an easy hack around this is mixing colors in a color palette first and testing them on paper. Super easy hack. But for those of you that actually want to understand what's going on and you want to understand why your palette isn't working the way that you want it to, it's because this is not a split primary palette, which makes color mixing really, really difficult. So my recommendation for anybody that is trying to learn how to paint is to get yourself a split primary palette. That could be with any painting medium that you're working with. If you are working with acrylics or oils, you can still use a split primary palette and it will help you more accurately mix your colors and you'll be able to get a more wide variety of colors. I didn't necessarily need the greens that are in this palette. Alright guys, so that was a lot of information. If you have questions, please let me know. This is about an hour and a half worth of footage that I edited down to this tiny little chunk. So I definitely made more comments than I left in here and explained a little bit more than what I left in here. This is definitely one of the most satisfying videos that I feel that I've done. I really just sat here and played with colors for the entire time and it was just so much fun. I loved doing this video. If you guys want me to go in depth more on certain colors, I definitely can do that. There is a lot more complex information happening here than what I was able to share in just this one video, so I would love to expand on this information for you guys in the future. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. I was also thinking of maybe doing something like this for acrylic painting, so if you're interested in that as well, please let me know in the comments. I also want to thank anybody that found me or found my Instagram through this YouTube channel because I recently hit 1,000 subscribers on Instagram and I am so excited. I cannot believe I'm in the 1K mark. I know it's probably not a big deal to a lot of people, but I've had my Instagram for about 3 years, put the actual work in for a year, and it's finally paying off. So what I'm doing to celebrate is I am hosting a giveaway on my Instagram. The last day to enter this giveaway is September 28th, 2020. So if you're seeing this past that date, I'm sorry, the giveaway doesn't exist anymore, but I do giveaways a lot on my Instagram, so definitely check it out at chelsea.o.studio. And then if you are interested in purchasing any artwork from me, you can check out my website. There I have prints, stickers, I have some original artworks for sale over there as well. And my print club is over there. The print club is a print and sticker for me every single month. So if you love my work, you love my channel, that is a great way to show some support. And also you can request commission quotes from me through there. I won't be running any more events past my spooky event for September and October for the rest of 2020 because I usually keep that time for Christmas commission slots. So if you were thinking about doing a Christmas commission for somebody, maybe your fiance, your husband, wife, mom, dad, or a cosplay bestie, whoever it might be, you can get a quote through my website. And the slots are limited because those commissions tend to take a little bit longer since they are so customized. So definitely get your slot before I run out because last year I ran out. So hopefully that happens again this year. You never know with 2020. But we'll just say that yes, Christmas isn't canceled. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I will see you next week. Bye!